Yo, this is SoulDrum86 bringing you another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at some more Superstars figures. Starting to get through these. I think after this video, I have just one more, I think, to show off in my collection. So we've got today, we're going to be looking at the Shawn Michaels figure and the Earthquake figure. Wanted to show off or showcase the Earthquake figure first because if you get this figure, he's kind of like two different earthquakes in one, and I'll show what I mean by that. A lot of you already probably know, but first let's take a look at him with his partner Typhoon. Got the Natural Disasters. Got him as the tag team champs. I'm actually shocked that that tag team title fits over the waist of Earthquake. For some reason, it doesn't fit over Typhoon. Like that belt doesn't fit over Typhoon, but the that belt fits over Earthquake. Now, it's really stretchy for some reason. It's when I was putting that over his waist, I was noticing how stretchy the material was compared to the other belts that you get from Mattel. Like that one is just a weird one because Typhoon's doesn't stretch like that, but Earthquake's does. As a matter of fact, let me take this bad boy off real quick. And his knee pad is falling off. I couldn't peg in that knee pad good enough. That happened actually when I first got this figure as well. But if you can look, like it just kind of stretches like a lot. And it was like this originally. It's not like I had it over the waist of another big figure or anything like that. But it works for the time, and I was all happy with it. I was good with it. So yeah, they got him as my tag team champs. So yes, this is the Natural Disasters. They actually have these figures coming out, the elite version of this tag team re-release. I believe they've been out before. It's like it's another greatest hits line, and I will be picking them up because I do have Earthquake, the elite version of Earthquake when he was, not being in the tag team. And I have let's see. I don't have Tugboat. I don't have Tugboat. But you know what? Because of this video, hold on real quick. Should have been prepared. Brought out. Let's get rid of Typhoon real quick. So this is the Elite Earthquake, a figure that I absolutely love. I remember my video where I showcased all of the elites that like are technically like my holy grail elite WWE figures. Earthquake was definitely one of them. I remember seeing this Walgreens actually, and this this was a while back. I can't even remember what line it was. I don't know if it was like in the 30s or 20s when this Earthquake came out. I can't even remember, but I was able to see it at Walgreens, and as you can see, they really do use the same. It's the same head. It looks like it's just a little bit bigger to fit the body, but for the Superstars one. But it's pretty much, it's the same head. It's pretty cool how they do that. I like how Mattel uses their head sculpts. It's pretty nice. So there's that. And right now I'm going to show the transformation. But while I do show the transformation, we're going to bring Typhoon back so y'all can look at a ring with somebody in it. So let's do this real quick. So you take the knee pads off, of course. Again, this one knee pad over here, I can't get that to hold on to them at all. Like it always pops loose. All right. So wait. Before I put the boots on. And I actually like to leave this because I am going to get the Natural Disasters in their elite form. I am going to I usually leave Earthquake, this Superstars one, in his blue attire. Take the arms off to take off the, singlet a little bit easier. Actually, a lot easier. Not a little bit easier. It's a lot easier removing the arms. That's another benefit to how these figures are built, where you can like mix and match parts if you want. I don't really do that with these, but I know like with the other lines, like the Masters of the Universe WWE figures, or just simply the Masters of the Universe figures, that's something that, mix and match in parts. I don't really do that with these because these are different. These are like just them in their wrestling gear. Nothing crazy, nothing special, just different gimmicks. So then we've got, if I can get this right. All right, I had to put the arms in. So then we got, all right, get out of here, Typhoon. I had an opportunity to get a Tugboat Elite a while ago too. I kept seeing it on Ringside Collectible back at that time for like really cheap. It was like $13, I think, at one point. And it was so cheap for the longest time. And then I never got it. I seen it in the stores a couple times too around the time that it released. But anyways, and now here's you can have two different Earthquakes. 2 in 1. I like that, man. They do that with these figures, these superstar figures. Mr. Perfect is the same way. You can get two different looks for him. Just taking off his singlet gives him his early look. And let's see. That's all I know of right now that gives you like two different looks. Everything else is just taking off or putting on the entrance ring gear. But I like that. So I opted to keep this Earthquake this way because I am going to be getting the Elite version. Now, the last Superstar figure that we're going to look at is the GOAT. You know what I mean? The greatest of all time, in my opinion. The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Now, you're probably wondering, where's his Intercontinental belt? The blue strap Intercontinental belt. I do have that, but I ended up putting it on the Elite Shawn Michaels that is pretty much the same ring attire except for the boots. The boots have black on them in the Elite, and the boots have red on this version. So yeah, I decided, you know what? Instead of having the Intercontinental belt, because I already have the Intercontinental belt is already on Mr. Perfect, my Superstars Mr. Perfect, and my Superstars Honky Tonk Man. I was like, you know what? That I don't want 3 Intercontinental titles on 3 different Superstars figures because I don't have that many Superstar figures. Like the ones that you've seen in the video, and then I got one more to show. That's it. I got a total of like what? What's that? Let me see. 1, 2, 3. I got 11. I got 11 Superstar figures. I didn't want 3 with the Intercontinental belt. So I was like, you know what? Let me give this Shawn Michaels, the Elite Shawn Michaels, the Intercontinental belt with the blue strap. I wish the gold on here was better though. The gold on this Intercontinental belt is nothing like the gold that you see on the other belts. I wish it was shiny. It's not shiny at all. But the one that they gave Mr. Perfect is shiny. So I don't know why they did that. It's weird. It is a weird choice. It is a weird choice. I wish it had that shine to it. Come on, Shawn, stay up. Come on, man. Let's see. The glasses stay on, but they're not really like they're not really like they don't, his ears aren't big enough for them to really stay, so they always move around. So there's nothing to really hold the glasses up, but they do stay on. It's weird. It's kind of like the Scott Steiner figure when I did the review to that. Like the Scott Steiner Elite, the chainmail headgear really keeps the glasses from moving around and staying in place. With this Shawn Michaels figure, there's nothing at all. Now, real quick, let me remove. Shawn Michaels is the one. I really wish they would have gave his jacket like a soft material. Make it easier so you don't have to. I mean, it doesn't matter because their arms and stuff are meant to come off, but you know. And this is another early morning review. You're wondering why my voice sounds this way. I don't know if I sound the same or not, but this is another early morning review. This is like my best time to do reviews, man. I just love getting up early in the morning to do them. Everything's all quiet. Don't have to worry about a lot of noise. So yeah, that's why I have been I've been choosing to do that lately. All right. So then Shawn Michaels, ready to wrestle. Ready to wrestle. I have been playing okay, so gosh. I think the last video I did not have no, I showed that I had SmackDown 2. And I've been playing SmackDown 2. But this week I bought my gosh, why am I blanking on the name? Because I'm about to call it the wrong SmackDown game. I got SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. Awesome. Now, I think I've talked about this before. I missed and by the way, we have transitioned into talking about video games. And that's how I do it, man. So a little backstory. So I played the first 2 SmackDown games, but it was on my brother's PlayStation. We shared a room at the time. This was back in the day. Me and my brother shared a room, and we would always get like I had a Sega, he had a Super Nintendo. I had a Nintendo 64, he had a play. You know what I mean? It just kind of went back and forth like that. I had a Dreamcast, he had a PlayStation 2. So when the first SmackDown games came out, the first 2 SmackDown games came out, I ended up getting those and just played them with my brother or played it by myself on his system. And he would do the same with me. Like if there was a game that came out and he didn't have a Nintendo 64 or a Dreamcast, he would get whatever game and then he would play mine. Like when NBA 2K came out and that was just a Sega Dreamcast exclusive, he played that, of course, we either played head to head or he made a season and he would play and I made a season and I would play. And, that's how we did it. So the first 2 SmackDown games I played, but because I didn't have a PlayStation 1 or when the PlayStation 2 came out, I didn't get my own PlayStation until like 2005. So, or I think it was 2006. Because it was after Christmas, I believe, when I got my PlayStation. So I think it was 2006. But I'm losing my train of thought. Oh, but I missed out on a lot of SmackDown games. Like everybody was talking about, like, SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. I didn't play that originally. I didn't get a chance to play that until later. SmackDown Shut Your Mouth, I didn't get to play at all. SmackDown Just Bring It, still haven't played that game. So I've played the first 2 SmackDowns. I finally played SmackDown Shut Your Mouth because I just bought it and it is beautiful, awesome. And I got a chance to play SmackDown SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. I got a chance to play that a while back, but again, I did not play that when it was out. When everybody else was able to play it, I didn't get a chance to play that. Because the games that I played a lot because I had the system was WrestleMania 2000 and No Mercy and WCW versus NWO Revenge, WCW versus the World versus NWO World Tour, and those 4 games were the games that I played like all the time. I had all 4. I had all 4 of those games. So those were the games that I played a lot. And then Xbox came out. And I'm look, I'm not an Xbox hater. I've owned every Xbox console except for the newest one. I just don't have the newest Xbox, but I've owned every version of the Xbox. So again, this was a situation where at the time my brother had moved out by then, and I had an Xbox. And I loved my Xbox. I loved it. The only thing is Xbox didn't make good wrestling games. Raw 2 was better than Raw 1, but still, for the most part, the wrestling games that came out on the Xbox were just not that good. And so I'm sitting over here and I'm like, man, I'm jealous because I'm looking at the SmackDown versus Raw games and I'm like, I think I need to get a PlayStation. And so one day I left. No, I had a vacation day from work. I think I was off on a Friday. And I took my Xbox and all of my games. And back then, store credit used to be amazing that you got when you traded in stuff at GameStop. I mean, I traded in my Xbox and all of my games, and it pretty much paid for I had a slim PlayStation 2, all black slim PlayStation 2. And then my first game that I bought was SmackDown versus Raw 2006. And from that point on, that's when I started playing all of the SmackDown games. So yeah, and SmackDown versus Raw 2006 and 2007 by far are like some of my favorites. But I do love Shut Your Mouth. I'm playing Shut Your Mouth right now, and I enjoy it. It is a ball. Like it's like one of those things where I wish I was playing it back then. But then again, it's not like I was really missing out because I had No Mercy in WrestleMania 2000, which those are arguably also some of the best wrestling games ever. We just used to have a lot of wrestling games to choose from back then. So it's all good. You know what I mean? Let's see. Let us see. Yeah, that was pretty much it. Like, but I guess I'm just bringing that up to say that playing SmackDown Shut Your Mouth, it's like, wow, this game is really good. Like, Here Comes the Pain, yeah, that if anybody loves that game the most out of any of them, I don't blame you at all. I really don't. But Shut Your Mouth is really good too. I can see why sometimes people have a hard time figuring out which one they like better. They are some phenomenal wrestling games, man. Phenomenal wrestling games. And it's playing those type of games is what makes 2K a letdown, man. It's like one thing that I would want, like, and this is just one thing that I think would really, really help out 2K. I mean, they need a lot of work. Don't get me wrong. With match types and all of that other stuff, like bringing back special guest referee, all that. But I think the thing that could really help out, WWE 2K is turning Superstar mode into season mode, where you can pick any wrestler from the game. You don't have to pick a created wrestler. You pick any wrestler from the game, and when you're going through from week to week to week to week, you're seeing stuff like different cutscenes playing out, backstage cut. For the love of God, 2K, please add in backstage cutscenes. Wrestling doesn't just take place in the ring. You know what I mean? Like, again, I'm like a broken record. The devs that work at 2K, they do not like wrestling. Like, they just don't have a passion for it. And I think that's why a lot of this stuff is missing from the game year in and year out, is because they don't have the mindset that we as fans that love the product do. Because after all these years, it makes no sense why there's no cutscenes that happen in the locker room, why there's no cutscenes that happen in the parking lot. Like, if you play through season mode and even SmackDown 2 Know Your Role, there's cutscenes that happen everywhere. You got promo cutscenes, you've got promo cutscenes that happen backstage, people getting attacked during their promo backstage. You have all this different kind of stuff that happens, but 2K, all of the cutscenes just have to deal with like somebody interfering, somebody coming down and saving you from getting hit with a chair, somebody coming out to the ramp after a match, somebody distracting you during your match, somebody coming down to the commentator's table to sit down. It's everything involves the wrestling ring area. That is so lazy to me. And it kind of shows that, like, okay, you guys must not really watch the product, because you know that for decades wrestling doesn't just take place during the in the ring area. It's weird to me. Like, I was playing superstar mode with Seth Rollins the other day, trying to give 2K another shot to see if I can find some fun. And I know superstar mode is just a streamlined, like, version of universe mode. However, it's a missed opportunity, because when I'm playing, whether I'm setting up storylines, and again, when you're playing like modes like that, you don't really want to be the one setting up the cutscenes. You kind of want them to happen naturally. But I've tried to play it both ways. I set up the cutscenes, or I set up a rivalry, or I just try to let matches play. And it's just match after match after match after match, with really nothing happening other than some cutscenes that might happen after the match, before the match, or in the middle of the match. And it's like, that's not enough. That doesn't really, it's not immersive. It's just exhibition matches that are just kind of given to you, as opposed to when you play season mode in those early SmackDown games. And even when you play the championship mode in like No Mercy, you got cutscenes that involve the backstage area, even in No Mercy. So it's like, why can't 2K do that? I know this, I don't want this to turn into a rant, but like, those are the things that like 2K needs, that would really add longevity to the game. I mean, and there's some other things. Y'all know I got a long list of things that can really help 2K, but yeah, that's it. I'm making this video be real long, but I just wanted to talk about playing the classics. I really do want to try to upload my gameplay from those classic games on the YouTube. We'll see. I don't want to make any promises, but man, I have not touched my PlayStation 5 in a while, other than watching Blu-rays with my wife, or 4K DVDs, or 4K Blu-rays, I should say. I really haven't touched it game wise. Since beating Spider-Man and RoboCop. Yeah, and I did that one video for the AEW Fight Forever, but I haven't played AEW Fight Forever. Yeah, these older wrestling games were just, it was wrestling fans making games for wrestling fans. That's how it felt. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. It was wrestling fans that had fun. You could tell that they had fun making this game, or these games, I should say, and they made it for us to enjoy. So, it is what it is. Thank you guys for tuning in, as always. Yes, I'm done. So yeah, man, we got one more Superstars figure, unless they start coming out with some more, and it's something that I want to pick up. But thank you for tuning in, as always. I appreciate you, man. This is your boy Soul Drum 86, and I'm out. Peace.